Back on the show, you know who he is. It's Justin Willis, who's coming off an impressive win over Alan Crowder at UFC 218. Back on December 1st. Justin, what's going on? How are you this morning?
I'm great, man. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. It's about 7:15 in the morning, California time. Are you usually an early riser? What time do you usually get up in the morning?
You know, like I said, I can't give away too many of my secrets, but the early bird does get the worm. I'll tell you that much.
He certainly does. I get up at 5 a.m. every morning. It's like I keep it consistent. You know, you can't be sleeping.
I'm up before you.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're on garbage man hours, basically. You know, up at like 3:30. I guess.
Yeah, man. I got to get it in, man. I got to get it in.
I saw you at UFC 218 in Detroit. It was great to see that fight, and obviously getting to meet you in person. And we did the post-fight scrum and all that. And after the fight, did the UFC get in touch with you at all? Kind of give you any feedback from that win? Because again, you really sort of kicked off the pay-per-view and kicked off the card, I should say, and really sort of made a statement.
No, man. You know, I think that a lot of people are just in awe because a lot of people don't get the chance to really experience the energy that I possess. And the energy that I possess is special, and I know it is. So I think that right now they're just waiting for a third dose, you know. So the third dose will happen, like I said, 3 or 4 months, and I'm a man of my word. So that'll be either March 3rd in Vegas, or I'm waiting for the rest of the month schedule to be released. All I know about is London. So I'm trying to see the in-between, but if not, prepare to see Big Pretty March 3rd.
Excellent. Okay, well that's good. So you kind of already had that mapped out, which is great. But quickly on 218, what was the feedback like on social media? Did you find it was a little bit better with the fact that this was a huge card and you really made a statement, like I said?
I said I was going to do it, so I'm not surprised by any of this stuff. You know, I've already envisioned everything that's already going on right now. So no. So how do I say this, man? I'm not surprised whatsoever.
Right, yeah, because you visualize it like you said. Now, once that fight was over, did you take any time off, or was it right back in the gym on Monday? What's sort of been what have you been up to basically since the win on the first?
I went on a honeymoon for 3 days because I got married actually in my last camp. Kind of about it, but I got married during the last camp, but we didn't get a chance to go on a honeymoon, so we're on a little 3-day honeymoon, and I got back to work building this machine back up.
Excellent. And what goes into building that machine back up? Is it just sort of steadily getting back into training? Is it, getting the diet on point? What sort of, you don't want to reveal your secrets. We talked about this, but, you can give us a little glimpse of what's going on there.
Yeah, get the diet back intact, start my regiment back up, because it's all about increasing the regiment from the last camp, because in this next fight, you'll see a different fighter. That's how it has to go, because I do believe wholeheartedly that I am the rabbit these guys have to catch. I'm the Rubik's Cube. And I don't think they're going to figure it out, and not anytime soon.
One of your teammates has got a big fight coming up in Daniel Cormier. Are you helping him get ready for that fight coming up here at UFC 220?
Yeah, we help each other, man. So just talking or, whatever it may be, we help each other from the small to the big. So I'm looking forward to the few weeks of going and actually helping them at the tail end of the camp.
That's awesome. Now, you're a funny guy. You like to prank around and stuff. Do you ever prank DC at all? Do you ever do anything to sort of get one over on him? And
when we're at AKA, it's all business. That's what it is. Like, I guess the fans see one thing, but when I'm in the gym, it's 100% business. Cold cut. We just got to go get it.
You talked about after the 218 fight, you're not going to call anyone out. You're the nail at this point, or sorry, you're the hammer at this point. The nail would be the person who lost. But, you talked about, I'm going to wait for that call. Is the big, pretty phone line been ringing off the hook? Has people been kind of making offers to you as far as fights next?
No, not really, man. So like I said, March 3rd, the first thing is coming up with date. And the second thing is my management and all them, they handle all that stuff. So when it comes to telling people out, I don't believe in calling anybody out because, in all honesty, I don't want to start anything. But the one thing that you will guarantee that coming from me, and mark my words, I will finish everything. Any guy steps up, he has to pay the piper.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, you talked about those two cards coming up. I know you kind of want to see how the schedule sort of unfolds as far as destinations go. But if you had a preference, would you like to fight in Vegas or do you want to travel abroad and fight in London?
Man, I feel as though I've already conquered overseas. Now it's time to build up my American fan base. I feel like I said, I offer something special. And, people in Japan know, people in Scotland know, people in Detroit know. Now it's time to let the fight Mecca know. And the fight Mecca is Detroit. So set it up and let's get it going.
And do you feel like the opportunity of you going on this surge and having this great career, the timing of it's good because, heavyweight's really desperate for sort of the next star. We saw, how quickly someone like Francis Ngannou has sort of risen up the ranks and earned his title shot. Do you sort of see that as well as that, we're not far off from a Justin Willis title shot?
Yeah, but the difference is they're not building me up like that. So this is not fake. This is Cinderella right here, baby, you see. And, so what's going to literally happen is I'm going to take this UFC sport by total storm. The people that don't know about me, because I don't, like I say, man, even at AKA, there's a fray to get through. You get what I'm saying? So I'm talking about from big weights to small weights. There's a fray to get through. So once you start breaking through the fray at AKA, what does that mean? That means that you're one of the greatest fighters on the planet.
Yeah, and like you said, the training camp's always harder than the fight, and especially at your gym, like you said, you have literally the best guys to train with for heavyweight especially. So I mean, it's kind of a luxury, which is awesome, and like you said, it gives you that confidence too. Looking back at this year, I mean, we're coming up to the end of 2017. You went 2-0 with the UFC, you ended it with a bang with that knockout. Were you happy and satisfied with how 2017 went for you?
No, man, it could always be better. I'm one of those guys where I'm a perfectionist. I feel as though it could always be better. With Mulhern, I could have beat him worse. And with this guy, I could have beat him even shorter. That's my mindset. So the next guy, like I said, he'll see an evolution. He'll see an evolved guy. So he'll see a whole different fighter. So if you watch film, you better throw it out now because you will be surprised fight night.
Speaking of Mulhern, did you ever talk to him after our interview when you found out that he got flagged by USADA? Did you say anything to him after? Did you talk to him?
A little bit, man, because honestly, I got broadsided. I didn't know that he got flagged. I mean, I knew as soon as you told me, and that's why I was so surprised. And Mulhern, good guy, great guy, actually, great heart, you can tell, great spirit. So it really surprised me. So hopefully all that stuff that he's dealing with this flagging and stuff, it clears, and he can go and fight because every guy that I beat, I want to let this be known. Every guy that I beat, I wish the best for them afterwards. I really do. I'm not a guy with malice, but I'm sorry when you fight me, you must go down. I'm sorry. Yeah, I apologize ahead of time. That's what am I saying? I apologize ahead of time. But afterwards, I wish these guys great fortune because they make me look more pretty anyway.
Now, we've talked about this before in our last interview about, other fights outside of what's going on for you. But, and I know you don't really care too much. You're more concerned about the journey that you're on. But are you sort of paying attention to that heavyweight title fight between Stipe and Ngannou? Are you going to be watching? I mean, your teammate will be there fighting, in the co-main event. But Stipe will be fighting for defending his title in the main event.
The only reason why I'll be watching that card is because DC's on it, to be honest with you, because I got to support my teammates, and I always watch my teammates fight. But that heavyweight fight, I don't really care about because it's going to take me 2 or 3 fights to get there. So I'm not really worried about whoever's at the top right now. What I'm doing is I'm building and I'm culminating skills so that when I get to that point, I'll be able to overtake whoever's the champion. That's my evolution. These guys don't understand. This is chess, not checkers, baby. And I'm a chess master when it comes to this fighting.
Who do you think wins that fight? Do you have sort of an idea, or do you not care?
Who? Ngannou and Stipe?
And Stipe. Who do you see winning? Because, right now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but on the betting line, Francis Ngannou is actually the favorite right now.
Man, you talk about the great white height, I mean, and it's crazy because it's like perplexing, right? So what I mean by that is he's been built. So we'll see. This is his first real test, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Fair enough. What are your plans for the holiday season? You seem like a pretty jolly guy. I imagine you kind of go all out for Christmas. Is that accurate?
Nah, man. One of my friends just told me this. He said, I've just saved a whole bunch of money on holidays because I switched to the truth. So we all know that Christmas ain't, the real thing. We know it's a made-up shit that's meant for people to go out and buy more shit that they don't need. So, no, I stay home with my loved ones, and I just enjoy the time that we have together.
Yeah, that's sort of the main thing. I mean, the materialistic side of it, don't even get me started on that. It's like those people who go to Black Friday and have to get in line and trample other people. I mean, that's the worst of the worst as far as society goes. So, I mean, that's...
It's the hypocrisy of America.
So what about Christmas movies though? Do you watch them every year? Do you have like a favorite? Because like, you know, for me, like Die Hard is one of my favorite Christmas movies.
That's a great one. I would have to say, I like Home Alone.
Yeah. Now the first or the second one?
The first one is the one where the dude's downstairs waiting for the pizza, right? The pizza. Yeah, I like the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, the first one's good. Second one's not bad just because, like, I remember, like, when I was a kid, and because, I mean, Macaulay Culkin was a little bit older than me, but I just remember, like, thinking what it would be like to have a bunch of money in New York and, like, get room service like he did, so that was pretty cool. So that was fun. They actually, I just watched that recently, and it still holds up, man. Those Christmas movies, there's a couple of them that really, I also watched Trading Places with Eddie Murphy, another great Christmas movie.
Great movie. A great movie. That's a great movie. Imagine some shit like that happen. There's some truth in that little analogy that they use. I think that there's some real truth in that.
Yeah, no, there is. And there's that great scene, of course, where the cops pick up Eddie Murphy and he's like, I can walk, I can see, you know?
It's a miracle. That's my shit.
Yeah, I think every movie that Eddie Murphy did, like, in the 80s and 90s is, like, gold. Like, Beverly Hills Cop is still, like, one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's one of the best movies of all time. Beverly Hills Cop, almost every movie he made in the 80s and early 90s was it wasn't until you start getting to his later career where he started appeasing the children that he actually started getting off track.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Everything early was wonderful. I'm Harlem Nights.
Yeah, he's Eddie Murphy's the man, and I certainly like. There's even still movies that like I have to go back and watch, and it still like holds up. Like Coming to America is another one, like great movie. So
Harlem Nights. Have you watched Harlem Nights?
I have not. That's one I got to check out, I guess.
Yeah, go check that out, man. That's a great one.
I definitely will. And we certainly got to check you out when you're back in the cage, Justin. It's always a pleasure having you on the program, man. Keep us posted when your next fight is. We'll definitely get you back on here. And all the best in the holiday season. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media, and if you got any thank yous, shout outs, sponsors, anything like that, man. The floor is yours.
Hey, go check me out at Big Pretty MMA on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook, check me out at Big Pretty. And I want to say to my next opponent, I'm sorry ahead of time.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.